Have you ever walked into a room and felt the energy shift? Maybe people hesitate to approach you, or they seem a little nervous when speaking with you. You're not rude, and you're definitely not arrogant. But something about you makes people take a step back. That's because you have a strong, intimidating personality, a presence that demands respect. And while it might make some people uneasy, it's also one of your greatest strengths. People with powerful personalities don't try to intimidate others on purpose. They simply carry themselves with confidence, clarity, and purpose. They don't seek approval, they don't tolerate nonsense, and they don't waste time on things that don't add value to their lives. But here's the catch. Many people mistake this strength for arrogance or coldness. They don't realize that what they see as intimidation is actually just unshakable confidence and strong personal boundaries. So let's break it down. Here are 8 signs that you have an intimidating personality. If you relate to most of these, you're probably more powerful than you realize. Number 1. You speak with confidence and clarity. When you open your mouth to speak, people listen, not just because of what you say, but because of how you say it. Your voice carries weight, not because it's the loudest in the room, but because it's steady, sure, and unapologetic. You don't fumble over your words or second-guess your thoughts. Instead, you express yourself in a way that commands respect and attention. Confidence isn't about arrogance, it's about certainty. And certainty makes people uncomfortable, especially those who struggle with their own insecurities. When you speak with clarity, there's no room for misinterpretation. People know exactly where you stand, what you believe, and what you expect. That alone can feel intimidating to those who are used to vague, sugar-coated conversations. Think about it. How many times have you been in a discussion where someone beats around the bush, afraid to say what they truly mean? That's not you. You don't waste time with unnecessary fillers or hesitation. Your words are intentional, sharp, and precise. And that directness can make people uneasy, especially if they're not used to that level of honesty. But here's the thing. Your ability to communicate with such confidence isn't just a personality trait. It's a skill, one that you've honed over time. Maybe it came from experience, from learning that hesitation only leads to missed opportunities. Maybe you've had to fight to be heard, and now you refuse to shrink yourself for anyone. Your presence alone shifts the dynamic of a conversation. People sense that you're not looking for approval, you're simply stating your truth. And that truth, delivered with such conviction, can feel like a force. Some admire it, some envy it, and some are outright intimidated by it. It's not just your words, but the way you deliver them. Your posture, your tone, your eye contact, all of it reinforces the message that you are in control. Even in disagreements, you remain composed. You don't raise your voice to prove a point because your words do the work for you. That level of control, it's powerful. And power, especially when displayed effortlessly, is intimidating. But don't ever dim that light. People who are uncomfortable with your confidence often wish they had it. Keep speaking with clarity, keep standing firm in your beliefs, and keep being the person who doesn't just talk, but makes every word count. Number 2, you're highly independent. Being highly independent is both a strength and a challenge. It means you trust yourself. You don't rely on others to make decisions for you, and you carry yourself with a confidence that many admire, but also fear. Independence isn't just about handling things on your own. It's a mindset, a way of living that sets you apart from the crowd. And because of that, people find you intimidating. One of the first things people notice about you is that you don't seek validation. While many look for approval from friends, family, or society, you trust your own instincts. You don't ask, "Is this the right thing to do?" You decide for yourself. That level of certainty can be unsettling to those who constantly second-guess themselves. They wonder, how can you be so sure? But for you, it's not about arrogance. It's about knowing who you are and what you want. You also have an unshakable ability to solve problems. When others panic or freeze in difficult situations, you step up. You analyze, take action, and move forward without hesitation. This makes you a natural leader, but it can also make people feel inadequate around you. Some might even feel threatened because your ability to figure things out on your own highlights their own dependence on others. Your independence isn't just about decision-making. It extends to your emotions as well. You don't need constant reassurance. You don't crumble when someone disagrees with you. While others may feel the need to fit in, you're comfortable standing alone. You value deep, meaningful relationships, but you don't need them to define you. This makes people wonder, why aren't you more affected by social pressure? The truth is, you've learned that relying on external validation is a weakness, not a strength. Another thing that sets you apart is your self-sufficiency. Whether it's your career, personal life, or even small daily tasks, you prefer to handle things on your own. You don't ask for help unless it's absolutely necessary, and even then, you choose wisely. You understand that not everyone has your best interests at heart, so you rely on yourself first. This can make people admire you, but it can also make them uncomfortable because your independence forces them to confront their own dependencies. Your mindset is different from most. You don't just go with the flow because it's expected. You question things. You challenge norms. If something doesn't make sense, you don't blindly follow it. You find a better way. This disrupts the status quo, and people don't always know how to react to that. Your ability to think for yourself is intimidating to those who are used to following the crowd. And let's not forget your personal growth. You never settle. You're always pushing yourself to be better, to learn more, to evolve. While others may be comfortable staying the same, you are constantly improving. This can make people feel insecure because your progress reminds them of their own stagnation. It's not that you're trying to make anyone feel bad. You're just focused on becoming the best version of yourself. At the core of your independence is a deep sense of self-respect. You set boundaries. You don't tolerate disrespect. You don't let people walk all over you just to keep the peace. This makes you different, and sometimes people don't know how to handle that. They're used to others being more accommodating, more willing to compromise their values. But you stand firm, and that's powerful. Being highly independent is a gift, but it comes with its challenges. Some will misunderstand you, some will feel threatened, some will even try to bring you down. But in the end, your independence is what makes you unstoppable. It's what makes you you. Number 3. You don't fear confrontation. There's something powerful about a person who isn't afraid to face conflict head-on. If you have a strong, intimidating personality, one of the defining traits is that confrontation doesn't shake you. You don't go looking for fights or drama, but when a situation demands it, you step up, calmly, confidently, and with a clear purpose. Most people avoid confrontation because it makes them uncomfortable. They worry about upsetting others, ruining relationships, or being judged. But you see it differently. To you, confrontation isn't about aggression. It's about resolution. It's about standing your ground when something matters. You understand that sometimes tough conversations are necessary for growth, clarity, and fairness. When someone crosses a line, disrespects your values, or tries to manipulate a situation, you don't shrink back. You address the issue directly. And that's intimidating to people who are used to getting away with bad behavior. They expect passive silence or avoidance, but instead, they get someone who isn't afraid to challenge them. What's even more unsettling for them is how you handle confrontation. You don't lash out in anger or lose control. You don't rely on insults or cheap tactics. You remain composed, logical, and firm. This makes it even harder for them to argue with you because you're not reacting emotionally. You're responding with clarity and purpose. People often confuse intimidation with aggression, but the truth is, your presence alone can make others second-guess themselves, not because you threaten them, but because you exude confidence. You make it clear that you will not tolerate manipulation, dishonesty, or disrespect. And that forces people to either step up or step back. This trait makes you a natural leader. People may not always like what you have to say, but they respect that you're willing to say it. You don't let fear dictate your actions, and you refuse to let important matters go unaddressed just to keep the peace. You understand that real peace isn't the absence of conflict. It's the presence of honesty and accountability. Of course, this strength comes with challenges. Some people will see you as too much because they're not used to dealing with someone who won't back down. They may label you as difficult or intense simply because you refuse to play along with their passive-aggressive games. But you know that's not your problem, it's theirs. You've learned that confrontation isn't something to fear, it's something to master. And that's what makes you truly intimidating. Number 4. You have high standards. Having high standards isn't just about expecting the best. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to settle for less. It's a quality that makes you stand out, but it also makes you intimidating to many people. Why? Because most people are comfortable with mediocrity, while you refuse to accept anything that doesn't meet your expectations. You don't just demand excellence from others, you demand it from yourself. Whether it's in your career, relationships, friendships, or personal growth, you set the bar high. You don't believe in half-hearted efforts or excuses. You operate with a mindset that says, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right. This level of commitment and focus can make people uneasy, especially those who are used to taking shortcuts or settling for less. In relationships, your high standards mean you don't entertain just anyone. You're not impressed by empty words, superficial charm, or meaningless gestures. You look for depth, authenticity, and consistency. If someone says they'll do something, you expect them to follow through. If they don't, you don't hesitate to walk away. You don't waste your time on people who aren't serious, and that alone can make you seem intimidating. Many people are used to getting away with bare minimum effort, but with you, that doesn't fly. Your friendships are no exception. You don't surround yourself with just anyone. You value loyalty, honesty, and ambition in the people you keep close. If someone is constantly negative, unmotivated, or dishonest, you distance yourself. You're not the type to tolerate toxic energy or friendships that drain you. Some might call you picky or too demanding, but the truth is, you simply understand the power of quality over quantity. Professionally, your high standards push you to succeed. You don't clock in just to get by. You aim to be the best at what you do. You take pride in your work and never cut corners. This level of ambition can make others feel insecure, especially those who don't have the same drive. They might see you as too intense or too focused, but that's only because you operate on a different level. You don't wait for opportunities to come to you, you create them. People who don't understand your mindset may try to bring you down. They might say you're too much, too serious, or too hard to please. But what they don't realize is that your high standards are a reflection of your self-respect. You're not looking for perfection. You're looking for effort, integrity, and excellence. And the truth is, the right people won't be intimidated by that. They'll admire it. Your standards protect you. They filter out the wrong people and attract the right ones. They ensure that you don't waste time on things or people who don't align with your values. Yes, it may mean you have a smaller circle or fewer romantic prospects, but the quality of your relationships will always outweigh the quantity. So if people find you intimidating because of your high standards, take it as a compliment. It means you know what you want, you know your worth, and you refuse to settle for anything less than what you deserve. And that is something truly powerful. Number 5. You see through people's BS. Have you ever noticed how quickly you can read someone's true intentions? It's not just intuition, it's a skill, a sharp awareness that most people don't have. You don't just listen to what people say, you watch how they say it, how their energy shifts, how their eyes move when they talk. You catch the inconsistencies in their words, the hesitation in their voice, the little micro-expressions they try to suppress. This ability makes you powerful, but it also makes others uncomfortable. People who thrive on deception, manipulation, or half-truths don't want to be around someone who can see right through them. And you? You don't tolerate BS, not in friendships, not in relationships, not at work. That's intimidating, not because you're aggressive or confrontational, but because you make people accountable, sometimes without even saying a word. Your silence alone can make a liar squirm. Your presence makes dishonest people feel exposed. And the truth is, they are. Some will call you too harsh or too judgmental, but deep down, they know you're just being real. You don't waste energy playing games or entertaining fake personas. You value authenticity, and you expect it in return. The thing is, most people aren't used to that. They live in a world where superficial charm and well-crafted excuses get them by. But you don't fall for it. That's why people either deeply respect you or feel uneasy around you. You make them think twice before they try to manipulate a situation. And here's where it gets even more interesting. You don't even have to call them out. Just a raised eyebrow, a pause before responding, or a simple "really" is enough to make them second-guess their own words. This skill protects you. You rarely get blindsided. You see red flags before others even notice a hint of trouble. You avoid toxic friendships, manipulative co-workers, and fake relationships because you can sense when something is off. But here's the challenge. Sometimes people misunderstand you. They assume you're cold or untrusting when, in reality, you're just selective. You don't let just anyone into your world. You wait. You observe. You let people reveal their true selves before you decide if they belong in your life. This isn't paranoia. It's wisdom. It's the kind of awareness that keeps you from wasting time on the wrong people. It's what makes your circles small but solid. At the end of the day, your ability to see through BS isn't just a skill, it's a gift. It keeps you grounded, it keeps you sharp, and most importantly, it keeps you in control of your own life. Number 6. You value deep, meaningful connections. When you have a strong and intimidating personality, the way you approach relationships and connections with others is unlike most. For you, it's never about surface-level interactions or small talk. It's about forging deep, meaningful connections with those around you. You're not interested in shallow friendships or relationships that are built on convenience. Instead, you seek out people who challenge you, who align with your values, and who are willing to go beyond the surface to truly understand who you are. You can easily tell when someone is being genuine and when they're simply putting up a facade. That's because you have a sharp sense of intuition. You value authenticity and real conversations. You don't mind spending hours with someone discussing life, philosophy, or the things that matter most to both of you. Small talk and casual banter bore you. What excites you is the potential of discovering someone who can resonate with your mindset and share a mutual understanding of the deeper things in life. In a world where so much attention is given to appearances and social status, you don't have time for anything that feels inauthentic. You want connections that are rooted in truth, respect, and vulnerability. You're the type of person who thrives in environments where people are willing to open up, share their struggles, and get real with each other. You're not interested in those who wear masks Because let's face it, you can see right through them. You often find yourself gravitating toward those who share your intensity and who have the emotional maturity to handle the depth of your personality. These are the types of people you can truly bond with. You're not looking for superficial interactions. You want something that will leave a lasting impact, something that will challenge you to grow, evolve, and become a better version of yourself. You don't just want friends or partners. You want people who make you feel alive, who stir something within you that pushes you to be your best. It's not that you don't appreciate casual encounters or lighter relationships. They definitely have their place. But for someone like you, they often feel empty. They don't satisfy your need for depth and connection. You know that true fulfillment comes from investing in people who are capable of meaningful exchange, who are willing to share their true selves and invite you to do the same. The kind of people you connect with on a deeper level are the ones who make you feel seen, heard, and understood in ways that go far beyond the superficial. This desire for meaningful connection also means that you don't settle for toxic relationships or people who drain your energy. You have high standards for the types of people you allow into your life. Whether it's friendships, family relationships, or romantic partnerships, you make sure that those connections are aligned with your values and emotional needs. You're not afraid to cut ties with anyone who doesn't contribute positively to your life. Your energy is valuable, and you're protective of how it's spent. People with a strong, intimidating personality like yours know that deep connections are rare and shouldn't be taken for granted. So when you do find someone who fits your criteria, you pour your heart into that relationship. You invest your time, energy, and emotional depth because you know that these kinds of connections are the ones that truly shape your life. You're loyal, supportive, and you're not afraid to go the extra mile to nurture those relationships because you know that they'll stand the test of time. In a world full of fleeting connections, you understand the power and significance of truly meaningful relationships. They're not just valuable, they're essential. These connections provide you with a sense of purpose, fulfillment, and growth that you can't find in casual encounters. The people you connect with on a deep level will always leave a lasting mark on your life. And for you, that's what truly matters. Number 7. You're unapologetically yourself. When you have a strong, intimidating personality, one of the clearest signs is that you are unapologetically yourself. You don't seek validation from others or constantly worry about how your actions or words might be perceived. You've reached a level of self-acceptance where you don't feel the need to put on a mask, pretend to be someone you're not, or adjust your behavior to please others. You walk into a room and you own it because you are comfortable in your skin. In a world that's constantly pushing for conformity, being unapologetically yourself can feel like a bold, even intimidating stance. But that's exactly why it makes you stand out. People who are truly themselves tend to have a certain aura around them, a magnetic confidence that attracts attention. The reason this can be intimidating is simple. Many people are still figuring out who they are and how to express themselves freely. Seeing someone who is fully aligned with their true self can be unsettling for those who are insecure or unsure of their own identity. Being unapologetically yourself means you are not afraid to express your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, even if they don't align with the mainstream. You've built a mindset where you're comfortable saying no to things that don't serve you, even if others may not understand. You don't worry about fitting into society's mold because you've created your own path and you're walking it with pride. This level of self-assuredness is a rare quality. It shows strength, not just mentally, but emotionally and spiritually as well. People with this kind of presence understand their worth, and because they do, they demand the same from others. They don't allow toxic relationships, negative influences, or people who try to pull them down to have any place in their lives. They can tell when someone is trying to manipulate them, and they don't tolerate it. Instead, they keep their circle tight, filled with people who support and understand them. When you're unapologetically yourself, you're not afraid to voice your opinion, even if it challenges the status quo. You aren't concerned about being liked or fitting in. The ability to remain authentic in the face of adversity is what makes your presence so powerful. Whether it's your sense of humor, your fashion choices, your worldview, or your lifestyle, you own it. This authenticity is a magnet for respect, because people know they can trust you to be genuine, even if it's difficult to hear or see. This doesn't mean you walk around with an air of arrogance, but rather a quiet confidence. You understand that not everyone will agree with you or appreciate your uniqueness, and that's perfectly fine. You don't change who you are to seek approval. Instead, you focus on living your truth, which naturally commands respect from others. Having a strong, intimidating personality isn't about trying to control how others see you or acting tough. It's about knowing your own value and standing firm in who you are, no matter how intimidating that might be to others. Your sense of authenticity becomes a beacon for others who are struggling to embrace their true selves. You show them that it's possible to live authentically, and it's possible to do so with strength, grace, and confidence. In relationships, being unapologetically yourself also means you don't compromise your core beliefs for anyone. You hold true to your standards, your values, and your vision for your life, regardless of what others expect from you. It's a form of self-respect that earns the respect of others. People who try to take advantage of your authenticity are quickly exposed, and you'll find yourself surrounded only by those who truly value you for who you are, not for who they want you to be. In the long run, this unshakable confidence and authenticity empower you to grow into an even stronger, more dynamic version of yourself. It's about living in alignment with your core values, unapologetically, and watching how the world shifts around you. Your strong, intimidating presence doesn't come from trying to intimidate others. It comes from the simple fact that you have no fear of being who you are, uncompromising, unapologetic, and unafraid. Number 8. You are focused on growth, not drama. When you have a strong, intimidating personality, one of the key characteristics you exhibit is your focus on personal growth, rather than getting caught up in the chaos and drama that others seem to thrive on. This focus isn't just about self-improvement. It's about maintaining a mindset that prioritizes progress, learning, and evolving as a person, rather than letting petty conflicts or negativity drain your energy. People with this trait understand that life is about change and adaptation. They recognize that growth happens when you challenge yourself, push beyond your limits, and refuse to stay stagnant. They're not interested in arguing over trivial matters or getting involved in drama-filled situations that don't serve their higher goals. Instead, their attention is fully on what they can do today to improve themselves and shape their future. For these individuals, every experience, whether good or bad, is seen as an opportunity for learning. The people around them might be focused on complaining, gossiping, or engaging in drama, but someone with a strong, intimidating personality stays above that. They know that engaging with drama only distracts them from the things that truly matter. Whether it's developing a new skill, mastering a craft, or building their career, they make decisions that align with their long-term vision, not momentary distractions. This ability to avoid drama doesn't just stem from a preference for peace. It comes from a deep sense of self-awareness. These individuals know exactly what their values are, and they understand that drama feeds off insecurity, ego, and a lack of direction. Instead of feeding into those things, they focus on actions that bring them closer to their goals. They know that being involved in drama only weakens them and slows their progress, which is something they refuse to allow. The people with this mindset are also the ones who are often misunderstood. To those who are constantly involved in drama, it can seem like they're cold, distant, or aloof. In reality, they're simply not interested in wasting their energy on things that don't contribute to their growth. They're so focused on building themselves up that they don't have the bandwidth to entertain drama, and they don't feel the need to explain their choices to others. Their strength lies in their ability to stay grounded in their values, goals, and vision. This intense focus on growth also impacts how they approach relationships. They are selective with whom they spend their time because they understand that the energy you surround yourself with directly impacts your progress. If someone is constantly engaging in negative behavior or bringing drama into their life, they will distance themselves from that person. Their relationships are based on mutual respect, encouragement, and a shared desire for improvement, not on playing games or getting swept up in emotional turmoil. Moreover, this growth-focused mindset often makes these individuals natural leaders. Their ability to stay calm and collected in chaotic situations and to keep their eyes on the bigger picture earns them respect. They don't get bogged down by office politics, team rivalries, or social cliques. Instead, they lead with integrity and vision, and others are drawn to their confidence and determination. The more you focus on your growth, the more people will respect and be influenced by your example. For those with this strong, intimidating personality, drama is seen as a distraction that simply doesn't align with their objectives. It's not that they can't handle conflict or stand up for themselves. They absolutely can. However, they choose to spend their time and energy in ways that bring them closer to their goals, rather than getting caught up in endless cycles of gossip, drama, or pointless arguments. This doesn't make them cold or disconnected. It just means they know how to manage their time and energy in a way that keeps them moving forward. Ultimately, when you're focused on growth, you become a person who naturally attracts like-minded individuals. You attract those who are also committed to improving themselves and who value growth over drama. These are the kinds of people who will support you, challenge you, and help you become the best version of yourself. You no longer have the time or the desire to engage with people who are only interested in drama. Your focus is on building something greater. And here's the thing. This commitment to growth doesn't just apply to your career or personal achievements. It applies to every area of life: mental health, physical well-being, relationships, emotional resilience, and spirituality. When you focus on growth in all these areas, drama naturally fades away. The more you level up in your personal life, the less time you'll have for negativity and drama to creep in. So, if you're the type of person who is intensely focused on your growth, you're not just intimidating to others, you're setting an example for them. You're showing them that success and fulfillment come from self-discipline, resilience, and the ability to stay focused on what truly matters. And in doing so, you earn the respect of everyone around you, not by dominating or controlling them, but by showing them what it means to live with purpose, determination, and unwavering focus. If you relate to most of these signs, chances are you have a strong, intimidating personality. And while some people may feel uneasy around you, remember this: intimidation isn't a weakness, it's a sign of strength. Your presence demands respect, not because you force it, but because you carry yourself with confidence, independence, and authenticity. You don't seek approval, and you don't shrink yourself to fit in. That alone makes you stand out in a world where most people are afraid to be themselves. Some may misunderstand you. They might assume you're distant, unapproachable, or even arrogant. But the truth is, you simply refuse to compromise who you are, and that's a power very few possess. So don't dim your light to make others comfortable. Keep being you. Keep speaking with confidence, standing your ground, and setting high standards. The world needs more people like you, individuals who inspire, challenge, and lead by example.